Hey guys, this is Armageddon 430. I was going to do this video tomorrow, but there's so many people responding that I wanted to do it earlier. I have a lot to get through, so I'm going to make it a really summarized version because there's a lot of important information I want to give you guys, and want it to be interesting, so I'm really compacting it. First of all, a lot of people have made a lot of guesses. Almost nobody that gave a reasonable answer got really close. Instead of losing 20, 50 pounds or whatever, I've lost 87 pounds. I've gone from 271 pounds to 184, which is basically the weight and volume of two 5-gallon water jugs, like Alhambra bottles. Surprising that they fit on me, but somehow they must have. It didn't seem like they did, but maybe one. But I've done this over a year and a half. I did it about 1.5 pounds per week, and I've only recently slowed down to calibrate for muscle mass, because when you lose weight, you lose muscle mass, so I'm trying to make sure I've got a good amount of muscle mass, and I'm doing pretty good on that. So I want to say right now, while we're early on, that I'm not an expert in weight loss. I'll just tell you what works for me, because every time I looked online for information, it was either supposed to be depressing or it was just outright wrong, at least for me. So this is what worked for me. First of all, don't change what you eat. Whatever you eat now, continue eating it. I like to eat, my diet is what I call the taco truck diet. I eat from a taco truck that has the greasiest lard-based foods ever, and I eat it every single work day. Of the weekends, I don't eat much healthier than that either. So all the stuff that I ate before, I eat now. Okay. The one thing, though, is I would substitute out pizza and buttered popcorn. Those seem to be two horrible culprits. Maybe ciabatta burgers, but that's another thing. Anyway, but mainly buttered popcorn and pizza. You can substitute in things that seem like they'd be just as bad, but they seem to work just fine. Caramel popcorn, sugar popcorn, salted but not that much buttered popcorn. All of those things are fine. Garlic popcorn, whatever. Rice cakes, I guess. But I'd say caramel popcorn would probably be one of the best ones. For some reason, just does so much better for your I mean, it doesn't cause you to gain nearly as much weight as buttered popcorn. For pizza, you can do calzones, Italian subs, Italian meatball sandwiches, lasagnas, spaghettis, whatever. Hot Pockets, pizza-flavored Hot Pockets, pizza-flavored potato chips. Any of those are fine, just not pizza. There's something about pizza and buttered popcorn. Okay, moving on. Okay, so the 4 major changes you need to make is a more active lifestyle. Get your heart pumping every once in a while. I'll get into that later. Fewer calories. I went from about 2,500 to 1,300, and of course you're going to have a lot more appetite that way, or so you think. I'll get to that. Major one is don't have junk food at home. If you want junk food, force yourself to actually go to the store and buy a single portion of it. Just don't have it, and that includes cereal, the potato chip type of thing, but mostly candy bars. And if you have those things, leave them at work, leave them at school. You've got lockers. Flood fill your lockers with the worst kinds of junk food, pork rinds, you name it. Put them, but in your lockers at work and school, and don't let yourself take them home. And cereal's a really big culprit in this. And also, if you're going to eat junk food, like the sugars and I'm talking like the worst things, caramel cubes, Peeps, any of those things, you go ahead and eat them. You can even eat good portions of them. Don't eat that as the only thing you eat, of course. But eat them early on in the day. Yes, eating sugar increases your insulin and makes you sleepy, but if you're going to do something active, having a lot more sugar in your body makes it so that you exert more caloric use. So it's better for your metabolism. You burn through it faster if you have those calories earlier in the day when you're going to be active immediately afterwards. But if you are hungry late at night, like within 4 hours of your bedtime, try to eat only fruits and vegetables. They don't seem to really do anything negatively towards your weight within 4 hours of your bedtime. Okay, so now on to appetite. The first thing you need to know is when you start eating smaller portions, your stomach will shrink in size. So only in the initial part will it really affect you, and you can kind of work your way down to a caloric level. So you will literally not be able to eat as much. You will literally not be as hungry as often. It's amazing how it works. Another major use, I don't do this very often. I do this maybe once every other week. But if you're really hungry and you're kind of surprised that you're hungry because you had a lot of food the day before or whatever, try taking an antacid, like a Tum, just a small amount. It may just be that your stomach's churning on itself. That may solve it. Another one, really good solution, is to drink a glass of water, wait like 5 minutes, and if you're hungry, then you're hungry. If you're not hungry, then maybe you were actually just thirsty. And then finally, there's a 1 hour trick. Basically, when you have your meal, eat half of it, wait 1 hour, and then eat the other half. It prevents you from overeating, because you don't actually know how full. I mean, you don't feel full until 15 minutes after you eat or something like that. So it prevents you from overeating. Also, it just makes your metabolism and your appetite take that much longer to start affecting you. Now with the exercise, personally, I started with swimming. I hated it. I found out I absolutely hate swimming. Not interesting to me whatsoever. I liked weightlifting, but I don't do it very often. I do it every once in a while. It's not bad. Rebounder is actually a really good one. It's an exercise trampoline, but it's not really for jumping. It's for jogging. I've actually literally started jogging on the rebounder, and forgot that I was on the rebounder. An hour 40 minutes went by. Best workout ever. If you do a workout and you forget that you're doing it, awesome. It actually happened to me. And it kind of happened every once in a while after that, but that hour and 40 minutes was awesome. Another thing I do is I try to do legs, abs, and arms. With the legs, I do high kicks, which that kind of requires you to be a little bit agile, but you can work your way towards that. For the arms and chest, push-ups, and then knee V's, that's what I call them. Basically, you just lie on your back, you put your knees up, and then you extend your legs down to one side, extend your legs down to the other side, and just don't let them lie down. And you can do that like when you're about to go to bed, like you're lying in bed or whatnot. It's a good time to do it. That's that thing. There's an alignment stretch, another thing that I call it, where you just try to put your arms as high above your head as possible, stretch your legs down as far as possible, and just it's a process of aligning your arms to your shoulder, your legs to your hip, etc. All of the muscles of your body, and you just try to extend as far as you can and tighten all of the muscles at once. And you do this for like 45 seconds, and you'll completely fatigue every muscle in your body. And the next day, you're a little sore, but your muscles feel great. So it only takes like 45 seconds to do an alignment stretch if you if you get into it, if you figured it out. One that I've done is at work. There's table tennis, and I've played a lot of table tennis, and it might not seem like much of an exercise, but it kind of is. And also, one of the reasons I moved here is because it takes as long to walk to work now as it did to drive to work. So it doesn't take me any longer, and it's a much healthier way to do it. And if I run to work, it's even faster yet. Now, this is a side note. That's all the weight-related stuff. I'm going through this pretty quick, but it's still taking a long time. The side note is people don't understand how to not ever get sick. I haven't been sick in like 6 years. The way you never have to get sick is if you're starting to get sick, take zinc. Zinc is amazing stuff. It'll like triple the power of your immune system. And the other thing is make sure that you keep your spine warm. If your spine's ever cold, you're really vulnerable to get sick. The best way to deal with that is just take a hot shower and let it hit your back. All right. That should hopefully be everything. And like I said before, I'm not an expert in this. This is what works for me. So maybe it'll work for you. I'll talk to you guys another time. Bye.